Welcome back to Oakfield Farm for episode 21 with me, MrSealyp. As you can see from the map, the big day is here. It's harvest time. Glos crisps have provided me with two Grimme Tectron 415s for the potato harvest. They said they would provide me with whatever equipment I needed, and I could probably do 4 of these, but I've got 2. So that's all going rather well. These will start in a second. I have also changed my seasons. I've gone from 6-day season to a 3-day season, and I know you're not supposed to change part way through, but I did simply because I had no jobs to do. I had 3 days of summer where I suppose next season will probably be different, because I'll probably have cows by then and there'll be all sorts of other stuff going on. I might have more fields and things that I haven't finished seeding or whatever, but I was just twiddling my thumbs, and I found myself just skipping through a day, then another day. So I just swapped it, and I've put it on 3-day seasons. Actually, I'm going to double check that. I did. Yes, 3-day seasons. Oh, I panicked for a minute. Simply because I don't run mine at ×5. I don't run it at ×15 or anything like that. And people keep telling me to. I don't particularly want to. I'm quite happy running it on normal time. I feel that there's a pressure on you when you suddenly turn the time. I know people will disagree, and that's up to them. That's, you know, this is how I'm playing it. So rather than turn the speed up or the time up, I've just reduced the amount of days. It just, you know, for me, it just makes more sense. So what we're going to do before anything else is get some potatoes harvested for Glos crisps. Now they are in the process of get going. They're in the process of having a storage facility built close by, and possibly processing, kind of storage and processing plant kind of thing. They wanted, was it 300,000 litres? My mind's gone blank what they wanted. I think it was 300,000 litres of potatoes. Tom, who's been messaging me with lots of facts and figures and various different things for a while now, is convinced off these 2 fields we're going to get over 1 million litres. So I was trying to work out a way of doing it that we could kind of see at the end of it how much we've actually got. This will all be sold, I will make the money on it, but I think the best thing is going to be to put it into storage to see how much we've got, and then once we know what we've got, then sell whatever we need to. That way Glos crisps will end up with way more than they needed, probably more than they will do, so I won't need to do potatoes for another season. Potentially that frees up these 2 fields if Glos crisps don't mind. If I've oversupplied this season, I might be able to use these 2 fields for something else next season. That's kind of what I'm thinking in my head. Now these Tectrons only have a 20,000 litre capacity. I'm trying to work out a way, it might just be a case of just sending them up and down really and seeing what happens. Getting the workers on these, I have leased the BSM 70006 trailer. It's a bit big for the map, I have to say, a bit big for the area, but I haven't got to go far with the loads, so that shouldn't be too bad. The hourly leasing of these 2 vehicles, the Tectrons, I will have to just bear the brunt of swallow the cost of that, and then I'll be reimbursed by Glos crisps. Now you notice my money has gone up a little bit because I sold the Man TGS. That bumped my money up a little bit. Plus, because I bought the Man TGS, the new Man, it's 33. Part of my deal with Barris is I get a 20% discount. So I buy the stuff and then he reimburses me. So I got 20 grand back. Because that was 100,000, so 20%, 20,000. So I'm looking alright actually financially. Just trying to work out the best way of doing this. Right, what I might just do, let's just set a work off on that one. I don't know what it's going to do or how it's going to do it, and then I'll get the other one. We'll set a work off on the other side of the field on that one. These are going to take a while. And if it's 20,000 each load, I'm going to be unloading these like you wouldn't believe, because even if I decided not to unload them and unload onto the floor, that's still 20,000 litres each time. I've got to do either unload them or load into a trailer. It's going to take some time. The other fields are all ready too, so I'm going to need to get harvesters on those, but that will probably be another episode, I'm not too sure. I could run more than one thing at a time, but I'm trying to get my head around the logistics of doing this first. So let's jump in the other one, start that up. Let's maybe start this up on this side of the field. Because of the shape of the field, this is going to go off at a funny angle, I think. So let's start it off and see which way it goes. Nope, doesn't want to go in any direction. This might just be a case of setting it off when I get to a decent position and then mopping up all the side areas, all the bits that it won't do later on. I think this is going to be a case of yeah, mopping up any side areas, any bits it hasn't done. At a later date, get it to a position where it can just go up and down the field and then clear up any other areas afterwards. That's probably the best bet. I seem to have found something of a rhythm, I'm not too sure if that's right. So I've got the Man 33, which I replaced the AgroTruck with, and I've got the BSM 70006 on the back. So, all was up to the field. Both of the harvesters are full. If I could stay in a straight line, that'd be brilliant. It's only going to be 40,000, but I did think about getting a smaller trailer and doing more trips. I thought, well, it just makes more sense to have this in the field. Do 70,000 litres at a time. That's the theory. We'll see how we get on. This seems like a long time coming. What am I on now? Episode 21? Something like that? Refined on Harvest. Year 1. That's just bumpy. It should go under here, hopefully. Yep. Okay, so the first load of potatoes for Glos crisps coming off the field. Momentous occasion. Move that out of the way. Get the harvester going again. Perfect, right, okay, let's go and unload the next one. I'm seriously curious to see how much I get. This is going to be one of those episodes which for you will be, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes long, however long. For me it's going to have taken about 5 or 6 hours to record. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. This is only the first field, and obviously then we've got field 6 next to us, which also needs doing. What we will do when we get a full load, we'll hopefully head down the hill and go to the new storage and processing facility for Glos crisps. This is what I mean about the bits to the sides. Any bits the workers won't do, I'll come round and mop up later on. That's not too much of a problem. Off he goes again. Okay, don't lose too many potatoes. So it should be 40,000 litres in there, which it is, that's perfect. Right, first full load, 70,000 litres, down the hill, and a bit of a game getting out of the field. Needless to say, I didn't record that bit. So, down the hill, and just past the pub on the right hand side, Glos Crisps have got their new processing plant, facility, storage, depot, whatever you want to call it. So, in past Seven Springs, just down the hill here. So we've got storage facility on the left hand side. That's for loading, that's for, no, that's for unloading, that's for loading. And then we've got sale, processing, packaging, plant thing. It palletizes and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, so all sorts of exciting things happening. Right, let's, I think it's this far one, to unload the first 70,000 litres. This is all going really well so far. I'll be honest with you, it's really a disaster. There we go. I think because I'm on the slope, it does not want to turn at all. So I need to rethink my approach next time, I think. That's better. So we should unload here. Fantastic. Now, I don't know if it'll put it on the stats page. Yep, it's going up. Potatoes are going up. That'll make life a lot easier. So we'll have a running total of what we've got. Is that on grain door? It is, isn't it? We'll change that tip side right, because that should be unloading a lot quicker than it is. Right, back up the hill, another unload. With them both full again, that's another 40,000 straight away. It's going to take a while, but hopefully not too long. I've got other harvests to do, you know. This turns in off the road fine, but coming back out again is a bit of a kind of a bump from the field into the road. The cab came out fine, but the landing gear underneath the truck coming in, like I say, is fine. Coming back out again, when the truck cab goes out onto the road, the landing gear here is catching on the ground, so I'd have to kind of get the right angle on it, and I'll be fine. I'm sure I will. And so the cycle will continue. I will see you back here. And I say in a little while, it's going to be quite a while, I would imagine. And we'll see where we're up to. Just going to unload the other one as well. Being early autumn now, all the fields that were grass that I used are all ready to be cut again should I need to, which is always good news. Right, okay, well, I'll see you back here in a bit when hopefully I've got a lot more in storage and a lot of this field will be done, I hope, and then it's on to this one. See you in a bit. Okay, so with what I've got now, that's all of field 20 cleared, and I think this is going to take me over 500,000 litres. I don't think we're going to hit 1 million. I'm thinking back to a couple of messages I had from Tom. He did say he wasn't sure on field sizes, and it would be about 1 million, maybe just under. So I think with this puts us at, let me just have a quick look. This will put us at, yeah, 520,000 litres, something like that. 526,000 litres. So here's the thing. Some time has passed, and I've been playing on real time. Remember that. So I think when I left you, was it 9ish, something like that. And it's now 12:39. This is the last bit, the last 4,983 litres of potatoes. And you notice I've got a little bit better at backing up into here as well. Now, as I left off kind of partway through saying, talking to Tom from the Agro Research Centre, who told me originally he predicted 1,009,000 litres of potatoes, but then he did come back to me with this, and I'll say, he says, there is a little warning, the amount of potato harvest won't be correct. I've discovered one thing about Oakfield, and that is that the listed hectares when buying a field isn't exactly the correct field size. The usable field is smaller. Take field 35, it's listed as 3 hectares, but the actual size is 2.62. How he works all this out, I have no idea, but anyway, I think the listed hectares are the maximum possible working field from hedge to hedge, if that makes sense, and trees and other things that are in the field. Anyway, so the yield for potatoes is correct, however I'm likely to get less than the predicted 1 million. So let's see, shall we? Let's tip that, and let's see what we end up with. 951,281 litres. That's not bad, Tom. We're looking at what? 58,000 litres short, so not even a complete load of that trailer short of Tom's prediction. That's still 3 times more, over 3 times more than Glos Crisps wanted in the first place anyway. 900. Wow, okay. 951,000 litres. That's impressive stuff. So this needs to go back to the store, the trailer does. I'm thinking for the rest of the harvest I'm not going to get anywhere near 900,000 litres of anything, so this trailer will go back, and I might lease something smaller or just use the farm one, or I might even buy one. Now my money has gone up. My money has gone up because Glos Crisps debited my account with money to allow for the leasing fees of the various different bits of machinery, and I did get clobbered. I think it ended up, the actual working hours on both of the harvesters was around 4 and a bit hours, I think it was. But I think they deposited too much, because I should be around 282,000. So I need to reimburse them some of that. Some of that will go back because that's not all my money. I think they were allowing for the fact it would take me more hours to do. So yeah, there we go. Right. What I am going to do though is pull this to one side, because this has become a real all hands on deck job. And while I was carrying on with the harvesting, I decided to get the Fendt up on the field with the Bruns fertiliser spreader. That was up on field 20 spreading. I decided, because field 6 hadn't been ploughed when I originally got it from Glos Crisps, I bought up the Massey Ferguson with the Lemkin plough, so that's been ploughing up there as well. But I'm very aware that now I don't need to plough field 20 again, because I did that originally. So what I am going to do is cultivate, but obviously I've only got the very small Fortschritt cultivator, which is tiny. Then it dawned on me, I've got the showroom model, haven't I? The Challenger that I can use, which means I can lease a bigger cultivator and get that done in a fraction of the time. So what I will do, I must admit to you, yeah, Glos Crisps did say that they would lease me any equipment needed, so potentially, I mean, I do need to give that money back. That's a bit of a cheek. Now, I did think I would just go for something like the Kokeling all-rounder. That's a 14.5 metre. Only requires 350 horsepower. But I might go with the Bednar, actually. It requires 500, and I'm pretty sure... How much is that to lease? 10,000. Yep, I'm going to lease that. The Bednar Swifter. And it should make light work of Field 20. I hope so, because Field 20 is a fair old size. The ploughing is continuing on Field 6. Let's give this a bit of a... This is the 3 metre wide version. This came as part of the Horse Aggravation Vehicle Pack. Actually, it would help if I was at the right end of the Swifter, wouldn't it? That sounds great. And this is 643 horsepower, I believe. Funny, really, that Paris mentioned it and said it was here and to be used, that Sir David had got it brought in and I was to use it if I needed it, and it's just sat there for episode after episode after episode. But now we're going to put it to use. I'll have to swing a bit wider here, I think, to get this out. I didn't even think actually about the 3 metre wide track on this going up the roads. I'm sure we'll be fine. Might make a little bit of a mess of some of the verges, but okay. I'm astounded by how much, like I say, I know Tom did predict over 1 million litres, and looking at the size of the field you think, actually, you know what, it's probably not far off. That's not bad at all, Tom, considering he did send me the warning saying realistically these fields aren't quite as big as I originally thought. That's not even 60,000 litres off what he predicted. That's really impressive stuff. So what it does mean is my contract for Glos Crisps is half done, because they also need from me sunflowers for sunflower oil, because their oil supplier couldn't supply. But it does mean my original contract was for sheep and for a solar panel, which means I can get the solar panel now. Let's drop that down. Which means I can now get the solar panel. Yes! AJ at Glos Crisps did say we could have the sheep early. That wasn't a problem at all, but I had to do the contract before they were prepared to pay for and install the solar array. So I understand that. I totally get that. But I can get that now. And when Barris mentioned this, the Challenger, and said about the fact that you'll need the horsepower for the steep hills and Oakfield, and I thought, to be fair, it's a fairly small-ish map, and it's not. Some of the fields are huge. Yes, it's hilly, and it's probably right. You do need something with a bit of oomph, something that's going to work really well. I never intended on Oakfield using bigger equipment. That wasn't my intention at all. And for all of the fields, even field 42, I think it is down the bottom, I used the Fort Strip cultivator to do that field, and it took hours. It just went up and down, up and down. Now, as you can see, just opposite, field 6 has been ploughed. Is being, I think, at the moment. And the fence is sitting, I think, just off to my left, because that's fertiliser spreading, but until the rest of the field's ploughed you can't continue with that. You can just about see the Massey right over to my left now by the hedge line. So yeah, it's been, like I say, all hands on deck operation on this. Once this is cultivated, this has been fertiliser spread already, this is ready for seeding again. Technically I don't need to, depends what seeder I use. If I've got a direct drill I won't need to worry about cultivating the field next door. But I think potentially I might have to invest in one of these. If I can use the Challenger This will work really well. I could go for a flexi coil or something huge. That I would not be able to fit down the lanes or anything like that. So realistically, this is probably as big as I want to go. Like I say, I was going to go with the Coqueling all-rounder, which is a 14.5 metre, and this is, what's an 18? I think it's an 18. And leasing it, I'm going to get this fill done in under an hour, so I'm not going to get any additional fees for doing this. And that's the potato part of my contract with Glos Crisps done. Like I said at the start of the episode, it seemed like a long time coming. Now those potatoes will be processed and sorted by Glos Crisps. Obviously the solar array plus the sheep. I'm going to be paid obviously for the potatoes, that's, you know. What a day. And like I say, for you guys it's been half an hour, 40 minutes. For me it's been a day. Realistically, the whole day. Quite scary, that. Actually, what I will do on the next pass round, I might whiz across the field and get the other one going, because it probably does need to be. When I think how long it took me to get this field prepared for the potato harvest, this really is having no trouble at all. Dude. How careless. Right. Just gotta work on that. I can carry on for a minute. What I will do, is we'll whiz over and have a look and see if we can find the Massey's. Probably not far off finished. You can see the divide, that's been fertiliser spread already. This hasn't. The fence just sitting there waiting to get going, but it was catching up with the plough too quickly. Plus there's sections down here where I'd imagine when the plough gets into the field it turns around, it leaves those weird gaps. There we go. So these bits will need to be redone with the plough when it's finished. It's not far off done. Awesome all-round effort. Not bad at all. Let's jump up here in the fence. That went really laggy then. Whoa. So hopefully, there we go. Challenger cultivating over there. Fent, fertiliser spreading here. Massey ploughing over there. with 950,000 litres sitting in storage for Glos crisps. Next harvests to come up, we've got a barley harvest to do, we've got a canola harvest to do, we've got a sunflower harvest to do, we've got wheat harvesting to do. It's going to be busy. Then the straw will need to be baled, put into storage. Yeah, loads left to do on Oakfield farm. Don't know which one to start with next though. Might just work my way kind of systematically around the fields. So it might be field 34 next, which was the first field I seeded. That's got OSR in? I think that's the one that's got OSR in it. Don't go through the hedge. Oh, that was close. Right. Let the worker carry on there. Let's do it there. Very nice indeed. And I've just realised in my head, I think with various bits of editing I'm intending to do, this may actually end up being a shorter episode than I thought. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Not the end of the world if it is. Awesome machinery. Awesome. Awesome? Awesome. Wow. Awesome scenery. After the frantic nature of the potato harvest, of each harvester filling up to 20,000 litres so quickly, and then backwards and forwards with the lorry and trying to keep, you know, emptying them and keep them going, and this is quite relaxing now. It's quite nice. I suppose I need to be thinking ahead to the next bit. Oh, scary, scary, scary stuff. It's not going to stop. Whoa, they normally stop, don't they? Blocked by an object. I am that object. You're not supposed to run me over. There we go. Let me get him. Okay. Right, well, this is now going to continue. Going to get this field sorted and cleared, ready for reseeding. Don't know what I'm going to put back in this, but something will go back in it. Next episode, you will find me on the next harvest, whatever it's going to be. The Valley of the Old farm, I'm in the process of harvesting. Sussex farm, I'm not quite there yet, but I haven't even seeded the ground on Sussex farm yet. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been a very condensed one, but we got it all done. That's the main thing. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.